Today I wanted to go over one of my favorite characters in the Star Wars franchise, that of course being Emperor Palpatine, also known as Darth Sidious, one of the most manipulative characters in the franchise. This is Mike Zero here. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now today I wanted to go over Emperor Palpatine and how he murdered his own father. Now though it is Legends/Expanded Universe material, the Disney canon is repeatedly taking and cherry-picking a lot of concepts from the EU, so I really felt like I wanted to talk about this because I would really love to learn more and more about the early life of Emperor Palpatine, also known as Darth Sidious, and his interactions with Darth Plagueis. Now, what's so interesting to me about Palpatine is how he was the main source of converting Anakin Skywalker into Darth Vader. Now, sure, Obi-Wan Kenobi had a role in that as well, you know, indirectly, of course, but Palpatine was the direct source of transitioning Anakin to Darth Vader by manipulating his feelings and his own emotions. So, in case you guys didn't know, Palpatine did indeed have a father named Cosinga Palpatine. There was this whole entire concept of the House of Palpatines. And what's really interesting about all of this is that I really do believe that this could very well be a potential future Star Wars story film, where it goes over the young life of Emperor Palpatine and his interactions with Darth Plagueis, in which, you know, brings him to the ultimate path of murdering his own father. So what's really interesting and quite scary on how Palpatine killed his own father, devoured by wrath and long stretches of subdued sentiments, Palpatine utilized the power to brutally crush his dad's skull against the ship's bulkhead. He, at that point, continued to butcher everybody on board, his whole entire family killed by no other than himself. So, in reality, behind the passing of Cosinga Palpatine and his family was viewed as a lamentable mishap by Plagueis, who at that point guaranteed the stranded Palpatine as his Sith student. Along these lines, renaming him Darth Sidious in secret, Cosinga's child, at last, went ahead to wind up the Sith Master, who realized that the feat of the Jedi Request and the Republic getting to be by the head of the primary galactic domain in 19 BBY. So this is quite medieval-esque stuff now, isn't it? It is really a great potential Star Wars story film if you guys had to ask me. I would really love for Disney and Lucasfilm to explore a real dark Star Wars story where it goes over the early life of Palpatine, his interactions with Darth Plagueis, and how that really elevated his path to murdering his own father. As it states, he crushed his father's skull into the headpiece of the ship. Now, this was all during hyperspace, and he killed everybody on board. This just goes to show you exactly how powerful Palpatine really was, and in case you guys didn't know, he was actually the most mature child of Cosinga Palpatine out of all his siblings. Now, as I say, you know, I think that there's a lot of potential when it comes to the Star Wars franchise, especially what is embedded in the EU and Legends material. Now, this all comes directly from the Plagueis novel, and I gotta tell you that what's so great about all of this is that you really do learn a whole lot more about not only Plagueis, but Emperor Palpatine as well. Now, we do know that Disney and Lucasfilm are continually trying to implement as much Legends and EU material in future Star Wars films. Now, this all mainly started with Rogue One, A Star Wars Story, by implementing Darth Vader's castle into the mix. So I'm really hoping and crossing my fingers that we do get to see more and more material from the EU popping up in the Disney canon. There's something about it. Now, sure, some stuff in the EU is a little out there and ridiculous, but there's a lot of stuff in there as well that just makes sense and is very Star Wars-y, if I must say it that way. So, Emperor Palpatine, guys, I really do hope that we get more clarification of his past life in the Disney canon to come. Let me know what you think about this overall, and what do you think about the death of his father, Cosinga Palpatine? You know, would you have to say that you would like to see something like that on screen. Would Disney ever do something around the lines of this? Because I feel that we should definitely get a dark Star Wars story at some point in time in the future that's all about the Palpatines. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.